Okay, so here we are. When you first start a new series, you want to see what size this is. So I typically go in and I create a label. Oh, it's kind of funky. There we go. So I touch on label and you'll get the text highlighted. You'll do the tools up there. Put whatever your word is. So in this case, it's eat, done, and then you want to make sure you change it to avian, and 90 is the size. Okay, so as you see, this one with only 3 letters, it doesn't change the size, but if it does and it comes out EA with T at the bottom, you're going to want to do the tools, and you're going to go to properties, and you're going to go all the way down to the bottom, and width. So typically it's just the width that you need to change versus the height. So I just, bump it up a couple hundred. So in this case, we can do 300 and it'll be good to go. Beautiful. Okay, so then I just match it up to make sure it's the correct size there. And you can just pinch and expand and as needed, or if you're getting really close to what size it needs to be, you can go into properties. And you have, so here's your X and Y axis. So that is like, where it is on the grid. And then here's your size right here. So you can adjust it and fine tune it as you need. Other important things that we're going to talk about, there shouldn't be any rotation, but if there is like a 90-degree turn or something like that, that would be your rotate. Here's your draggable piece. So this is if when the activity is played, if the student can drag the item up there, you'll want to make sure it's draggable. There's our width. So that is pretty much everything in the properties. Let's see. And then if you want to change this, so like for this one, it's going to be play. And you can't see it. It's very faint, but there is a cancel button there. But I always just look to my corners to see if there's any prompts. So that's a little hidden gem right there. Your next big features are going to be your events. So all that we're going to be focusing on are the touch. And there's 2 different tabs that you're going to go into. You're going to do the audio, and you're going to swipe to say something, what to say. And if you touch it 3 times, you can we'll just do play just for fun. And you want to make sure you hit enter or the return. If you don't hit return, it will not save it. Another quirk. So that is one that you're going to use. Another one is going to be under activities. This is how you link your activities, and I'll show you in just a minute where you get your ID. And you always want to set it to fade. That is the nicest looking one that we have. So we will just, actually for right now, I'll just delete those guys. And then done. So those are your 2 that you're going to be in there. For your page turn, you're going to go into whatever that activity name was. So let's just say it was the end. So when you're on page 8, this is going to be your last page. So you're going to do the triangle and then copy identifier. Then you're going to go back to the app. You're going to click on the little page turn, the wrench, events, touch, and then activities. You're going to do that, navigate. So delete it, paste, enter, fade, done. For this one, I'm just going to delete it. Okay, so that is pretty much everything for properties and events. The next one that you might need is you're going to add a label, which I did for this guy, but just to make sure, label. And so that's where you make the size. So I'm going to delete this guy. Yes, delete it. And then if you need to copy something, so maybe for the red squares, which is activity page 5. So if there's more than 3 letters, then you're going to have to copy one of the squares, and it's activity. Wait. Not activity properties. Oh, I have to have it selected. Oh, there we go. Okay, so say that's the red square, copy selected graphic. There we go. And it doesn't look like anything happened, but you'll just be able to drag it away from it. Okay, so it should say if it was a copy. Let's see. Nope, it didn't. But so you'll just see if there's any events linked to it, and if not, then you'll just delete either one. It doesn't matter. So we have the copy, selected graphics. There's not going to be anything else in that section that you're going to have to worry about. Is there anything else you can think of?
No, I think that's it.
All right,
Thank you.
cool.